What's up, all you 1/6ers, quarter scalers, and of course statue collectors, and those Martian lads I met on the pint for a bus. Bus for a pint. Welcome to another segment of Figure This, Figure That, the Don's Figure Chat. At least I got that right. Welcome to another special edition to Easy Company. It's, of course, Captain John H. Millar, portrayed by Tom Hanks in Saving Private Ryan. He's made and released by Dragon in Dreams, DID. So you'll have die-cast helmet, die-cast and wood weapons, down to his Colt, the 1911, 45 cal, the grenades, everything that they could make die-cast, they did. If you come down, just below his puttees, is real leather boots with laces. You get a selection of hands. The idea famous for bendy finger hands, which is that second to last hand at the back there. He comes with 2 of those. You go over here, you get his field telephone or radio. I'm actually not too sure on what that is. You get his die-cast compass, and sorry, the radio is also die-cast. So is the trenching tool that you never see in an officer's hand. Never. I don't even know why they give them. There's these fragmentation grenades. I've left these 2 out so you can see the detail that Dragon and Dreams go to. It's got the pull pin, very heavy, die-cast. Detailing on the watch is nice. There's his Ranger's badge with a couple of extra buttons. You get the button hook at the back there to help you button him up. Dog tags that he collects along the way from fallen brethren. This is the insert that greets you when you open the box to discover Captain Millar in foam clamshell. You come across here. This is the lid of the box. I suppose either or you could use as a backdrop, but I'm not too sure if it fits in a D12. Back to the figure in hand. Look at him, eh? Look at the likeness. So this is him running off the landing craft. He's just hit the beach. His weapon would have been in a plastic bag. It wouldn't have been loose like that. The ammo bag that he's carrying with the ammo in wouldn't have been hanging like that and loose. Everything would have been ship shape for him getting off the landing craft. And yeah, he was responsible for clearing a path through to the pull boxes, through the cordon that the Nazis have left on Omaha Beach on D-Day. At one stage, he was officer commanding of the whole beach because all the officers had been killed. So this captain had to take over. His men love him. He's a very admired figure. He'll do anything for his men. He gets chosen to handpick a squad to go and save Private James Francis Ryan, played by Matt Damon. But for me, these figures and what they portray, what they went through. If you haven't watched the movie, do yourself a favor and watch it, eh? Because when I pose these, I'm an avid reader. And I can place myself in the situations in the books that I read. And it's the same with these figures. Having served in the Marines and grew up with a lot of the guys that did their national service in South Africa that were really in the shit, you get a whole different respect for a soldier, both American and British. The British troops and these American troops laid down their lives for us to be where we are today, you know. So it's actually quite an honor to pose up this figures. Maybe that sounds silly to a lot of you, but for me, yeah, it's a privilege, eh? He doesn't get the ordinary webbing that the grunt gets. As you can see, officers get these things called battle vests. I'll show you more of that once I strip him down for action. He would lose the flotation belt. He would lose the gas mask belt, the gas mask bag. Little other odds and sods that you'd only take things that you knew were reliable and that you needed in combat, because that's all it boils down to at the end of the day. Dry socks, good feet, your army pack rations, or you forage on the go, your water canteen, and of course, tons and tons of ammunition. So yeah, beautiful figure. Really, really nice. Everything is so detailed, as I've been saying all the time. He's got his rank insignia on his lapels of his shirt. And that there on his helmet means 2IC. So he was in charge of a company, but below the OC, which is 2IC. There we go. You learn something new every day, don't you? Yeah, I love this piece, eh? I love all of them, all the Saving Private Ryan pieces. The only one I haven't got is Horwath, Technical Sergeant Horwath, and Matt Damon. But I see Facepool are coming out with a dope Matt Damon, so I might jump on that pre-order. But when he'll come out, we don't know, do we? Because of all the shit that's going on in China at the moment. Production lines are shutting down, coal is an issue. So yeah, watch this space to see if we do get any more collectibles out of China in the future, eh? So yeah, what can you do? What can you do? Sorry, I was just panning over the accessories while I talk drivel. But yeah, very dope figure to pose. Extremely dope figure to pose, because they do all sorts, like humans, you know? These DID figures, you can get them in any pose. There you can see some of the battle vest under his arm. Coming down, he's also got the A51 jacket, which was standard Army issue, US Army issue. Even the grunts were lucky enough to get one of those. But these guys would also have, well, you can see he's got the brown shirt of the Rangers. So officers would get those. Rank and file would get the normal, I think. Normal tan, khaki. Look at the detail on the Thompson. As I say, you can cock that, you can pull the magazine. Some of these weapons from DID you can even field strip, as if you were out in the field and you need to strip your weapon to clean it, because a clean weapon kills. Dirty weapon kills you. It's the last thing you need, is your weapon stirring on you as you need it. There you can see the flotation device belt just under the gas bag there. It clips together very much like a web belt, but it has a pull cord that you can inflate these rubber tubes almost around the belt. But as I said, it can put you in the water like a bobbing duck, you know. And if you turn over, it's like being in a kayak. You can't turn yourself back, and that's because of the weight of your kit, and you end up drowning, you know. But they saved more lives, I'm sure, than anything else. I don't know if actually they were used predominantly in the water. Yeah, you don't actually recall seeing that in any movies where they do that. But I know it was a thing. I mean, they were issued with them. He's got his gas detector brassard on his arm there, that sleeve that you add over. Funny thing is, we used to use those. I only found out what they were the other day from these figures. We used to use them to put our rank on, so we didn't have to keep washing shirts. We just, oh, sorry, not washing, stitching our rank onto our shirts. We just pull the sleeve over. So, yeah, there's a quick tip for you. Okay, well, let's get on with the program. Those little ammo pouches there are used to carry Enfield clips, so that if he has to pick up a weapon along the way, because he's ran out of rounds for his 45 Colt or for his Thompson, he has got the ammo to pick up one of the rank and file's weapons and start using it. You don't want that to happen, obviously, because if you're picking it up, it means the guy's dead. But yeah, enough said on the nasty parts of war. Let's get on with posing this figure. Look at him, eh? Doesn't he look great? No, he looks excellent. You just don't want to say it. You just don't want to say I'm the best poser out there. Okay, I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Captain Millar as he looks you dead in the eyes and tells you, I'll be back. What's up, everyone? That's me back. We've got him in a stand easy pose where he would be talking to the rank above him or to the rank below him, explaining what's what and who's who in the zoo. You've got his rifle or his Thompson pointed downways. You keep your rifle like this in most occasions because you don't want anything dropping down the barrel, especially rain. He's got his ammo bag there still. He would have been to stores to collect more ammo. He's got his helmet in the stand easy position, and he's standing all chillaxed, waiting for his new mission. You can go down, you can see now he's removed the gas mask bag. He's also removed the flotation device, and he's in combat ready gear. Still got obviously his leather boots. If we come over here, you can see the flotation belt there. It's quite a serious bit of kit. So that's come off. As I said, the US gas mask bag has come off. The radio is down there. That would have been carried by his radio operator of the squad. If they fell, it would be down to the next man closest to grab the radio to follow Captain Millar wherever he went. And if that wasn't able to be done, he would have carried the radio himself. They don't miss a trick when doing these figures, Dragon in Dreams. Look, you can see that's Tom Hanks, any day of the week. I know you can. Yeah, they don't miss a trick. Even down to the insignia, you can see the brass crossed rifles there for Rangers. There's his double line captain insignia on that label. Yeah, even the buttons. Look at the buttons. That's why you get a button hook with them, so you can actually do the jacket up properly. As I say, the level of detail they go to. He's got, now you can see more of the battle vests that the officers would wear. It's got a single carry pack on the back where you would be able to put maps or K rations or whatever that he wanted to take along the way. Most of the guys would use anything that could carry something. They would put ammo in it without a shadow of a doubt. As long as they got their water, couple of pairs of dry socks, they were A's for away. It's so easy to pose, honestly. And if you've seen the movie or you've been in the forces yourself, just posing him up in the different positions draws you into the movie, draws you into the figure like a good book. So in your mind's eye, you can see yourself as Captain Millar or a troop answering to Captain Millar. And you in charge. You can pose them any way you want. So you've got that up on them. You haven't got someone telling you, hey, get over there, or hey, dig a hole there, or hey, go get this, go get that. Although in combat situations, you're very much well left alone to gather your thoughts and get ready for the next contact. As I say, once they've reached the beach, they'll start dropping kit left, right, and center. so that they're in full combat gear, and that's all they need to get the mission done. I'm panning over him like this, just so it's just amazing the detail they get on. Look at the clips on the putties even. They've even nailed that. Yeah, they're just a pleasure, eh? These Dragon in Dreams. Such beautiful figures to work with and to pose up, and yeah, takes your breath away, really does. I mean, I'm a DC man at heart, but I love my military, eh? Always have, my whole life, since early action men days. Yeah, my dad was in the Navy, Royal Navy. He was a diver with the big bell helmets. So yeah, tough as teak, my dad, eh? Really is. I'm not just saying that because he's my dad, but a heart as big as the world, eh? Look at this fella here. Look at him standing easy. Still got his Colt 45 on his hip. Yeah. So he would have his compass in one of these pockets. He would have dog tags of departed brethren that he would hand over at the first chance to company commander. But yeah, those dog tags start weighing heavy on him as he goes through this mission to save James Francis Ryan, to send him home. He is played obviously by Matt Damon. And honestly, if you haven't seen the movie, do yourself a favor and go see it, eh? It's well worth a watch. They've portrayed everything as accurately as they can. I mean, they're landing on D-Day and breaking through the barbed wire cordon and getting up to the pillboxes. I mean, it was like shooting clay pigeons for the Germans, you know? But it had to be done, and we owe such a debt of gratitude to the British troops and the American troops that, yeah, took Europe back from Hitler. Otherwise, we would be living a very different life today. Maybe better, maybe worse, who knows? But I think it was for the better. Adolf had gone a bit Looney Tunes, eh? I've read a lot of military books through my life. One of the best authors for military books is a guy called Sven Hassel. He's a Dane, and he was a political journalist. And his wife pimped him that he was opening his mouth about saying derogatory terms about Adolf. And he ended up in the penal battalions with all convicts and, yeah, political dissidents and all sorts. And it's all based on true stories about his memoirs that he wrote as he was going through the different stages of the war. Stalingrad, he was at Stalingrad, where he suffered snow blindness, and yeah, some of the best stories, eh? Some of the best stories. Sven Hassel, remember that name? He wrote the one book that covered everything, and it must have taken off so well that then he turned each of the stories into a full book. So, yeah, very dope read. My uncle got me involved in those. And I remember Westerns, watching my dad read Westerns and my uncle read Westerns. And that's how I got my love of Western culture, cowboys and Indians. But back to the lad in hand, Captain John H. Millar. What do you think? He's a dope piece, eh? He is indeed. He is indeed. Very dope piece. Okay, well, let me leave you again in the capable hands of Captain Millar. You seemed to do all right with him the last time. And I'll be back just now with a battle pose. I'll be back. All right, boys and girls, that's me back. I hope I didn't keep you waiting too long. We're back here with Captain Millar in an action pose. Extremely easy to put him into. He just, yeah, it's like a wee human you're playing with. He just dropped his phone, just dropped his radio, obviously speaking to his troops on the ground or speaking to his commanding officer, and he's leaping straight into battle. I mean, how good doesn't that look, eh? Can you imagine that in your display? How dope it would look. Maybe alongside a few of the others. I'll try and set up something at the end, see how it looks. I'm sure it'll look fantastic. I've done Private Jackson, the sniper, already. I've done Ed Burns as First Class Private Raven. He'll be going live soon, but I'm hoping to put him live with this bad boy. You can see again more of the battle vest that the officers wore, full of handy pockets. We could have done with those on many a day, but no, only the officers get them, not rank and file. There you can see he's got a couple of grenades. I mean, look at that. You can even see the bullets in his magazine. So for you newbies out there, or the hobbyists that are just joining our channel, that's the level of detail Dragon and Dreams go to, DID, on their military figures. And they do every country and almost every era of war. Napoleonic, Vietnam, World War II, World War I. Let's hope they don't do World War III, eh? Or we won't be around to smell the bacon cooking, so to speak. But look at that, man. He's on a crutch grabber, one of those transparent ones. You can see it there. I've turned it backwards. And you can use it just to hold him in the pose that you're seeking. Sometimes you have to compromise, and you can only pose what the figure will allow you to pose. But yeah, more often than not, you can get the pose you want. So yeah, I'm chuffed as punch, eh, with the way he came out. He looks fantastic, eh, even if I do say so myself. I learnt my posing skills from following Uncle Clipper King, whose YouTube channel, I'm sure, has helped many a figure collector on choosing a figure, on what not to do with a figure, on what to do with a figure. So he was always my go-to guy. His playlists are still up, but he doesn't do it anymore. He stepped back, concentrating on his family. Very nice guy. Very nice guy. He helped me a lot in the beginning. When I say a lot, I mean, whenever I had a question or I was stumped, you could go to him and he'd answer you, you know. Him, Budget Stark. He's more Iron Man though, but he talks a lot about the generalities of the hobby and what you can expect and what you can't expect. So yeah, Dean Knight's good for Backman. Keyboard Warriors have just announced they're doing the new Street Fighter, Ryu, I don't know how to say his name, RYU, and it looks spectacular. He has a dope channel, Keyboard Warriors. Yeah, pumps out a lot of useful information, eh? So there's some good guys out there, some good guys. Cranky Collector, good mate of mine, well, become a good mate of mine. Yeah, and I mean, to think some of these guys you've never even spoken to on the phone. You've only spoken to them via messenger or reading their posts or commenting on their posts and getting an answer. So yeah, it's amazing how close you can become to some of these members in your groups just over messenger, you know, or chatting in the groups itself, helping each other out. yeah, no, the groups are really an excellent place to start collecting, really are. You learn so many tips and tricks, because most of the newbies, they rush in, and instead of concentrating on one line, they'll buy anything and everything, especially if they think it's cheap, and then they end up with figures they don't want, or figures that were sold cheap because of this or that, and then they find out, no, you can't do it that way. So yeah, I've still got a Star-Lord that I bought ages ago, and I thought, no, I've often seen those Walkmans, because that's all he's missing is the Walkman. I've often seen them come up in eBay while I'm searching for other stuff. Stu's Bob, as soon as I start looking for one, there's not one to be found. Like bloody hen's teeth or hedgehog condoms. You just can't find them for love of money. Yeah, so while I'm talking drivel, I'm just panning around him so you can see. I mean, I could keep him in this pose, no bother. I mean, there's no stress on the outfit. There's no real stress on the joints because he's been held up by a crutch grabber. The only shit thing is they look unsightly, you know, when taking a video. Some of the guys have got, they use clear, transparent rods, and you must see some of the flying poses they get for like Iron Man and Spider-Man, Superman. Unreal, eh? Unreal. But look at the likeness. I mean, that's Tom Hanks. You can't say it's not. Don't argue with me. I'll be around your house, Jack Flash. And we'll see if those fragmentation grenades work. It's easy to threaten. Keyboard warrior I am. Keyboard warrior. Okay. So I'm going to leave you again in the capable hands of Captain John H. Millar. Just about ready to lead you into combat. So get your shit together. Meet at the rallying point. And I'll see you there. I'll be back. Right, that's me back. I hope you didn't hold your breath, because if you did, you'd be dead. Excuse the lack of focus for the moment. Just while I move in, I just wanted to show you all three of them together. Look at that, man. How quality is that? So that's First Class Private Rabin, who is also going to have his own feature movie with him in it. Just new. Come back up to Captain Millar. He's reading his compass. Shoulder, firearm shouldered. Hanging downwards, so no shit gets down the barrel. He's got the radio receiver around his shoulder, his ammo bag, and he's looking at his compass to decide which way Jackson is to go. Jackson, on the other hand, is saying to Rabin, stop bitching, here's a grenade. If you can't shoot him, blow him up. Yeah, that's Jackson, ever resourceful. He's got his Bowie. He's got his sniper rifle with extra long scope and the short scope. Carries a sidearm because a lot of the times you can't use the rifle, it runs out of rounds. I think it only takes a 5-bullet clip or a 4-bullet clip. So he carries a sidearm to help defend himself. Otherwise, sidearm's only officer issue. So as I say, these are things you can get away with once in combat. As long as you're there and doing your thing, you could wear a party hat for all they care. Follow orders and do what you're told. Well, I suppose that's one and the same, isn't it? Yeah. So we got Jackson, Rabin and Millar all together now. No, I didn't mean start singing. I meant all three of them together. He's got his Browning automatic rifle with him, and he's been handed a grenade to stop him bitching. You see there, that's how silver things shine. And that's how you get deaded very quick in warfare. We used to put black masking tape around our dog tags. Actually, anything that shined or rattled was either muffled or was given the plastic tape treatment or not taken at all. So yeah, that's how strict it is, because silver things flash and they give you away. There's some couple of poignant moments with the compass in Saving Private Ryan. Watch out for them. And just remember, the Don told you about them. And yeah, so once again, all three figures, each and every one, proved to be as posable as the next one. And that's, I mean, that's good, eh? That's really good. And the likenesses, that's Barry Pepper. I think that's his name. He's got a fragmentation grenade in his hand that he's handing over to Monalot over there. I wouldn't call him that to his face though, because he'd most probably kick my face in. But yeah, he's from Brooklyn, New York. But since it's his video and he's in charge, I will leave you with a lasting impression of Captain Millar. But before we go, let's do a quick run over of all the lads. So as I say, I'm waiting for Sergeant Horwath. Matt Damon as Ryan is a pre-order. Who else? Vin Diesel, Capazzo. I'm waiting on him. He's a pre-order though. There is a figure out there, but I actually prefer the other one to the DID one. And not because of quality or anything like that. I just think the likeness is better. So you can imagine if the likenesses are like this, of Barry Pepper, Ed Burns, and Tom Hanks, and I want the one with the better likeness of Vin Diesel, you can imagine how good they are. So it's they might be a bit out of focus, lads and lasses of the collector's world, but we have to get a shot like that, don't we? I mean, look at that, eh? How spectacular is that? I'm just a master of the trade, I am. A master of the trade. You can't deny it. Golden Globe, here I come. Me and Mwate. Me for director, Mwate for producer. So as it is his video, we shall leave you, as I said, with a lasting impression of him as Captain John H. Millar from Saving Private Ryan, made by Dragon in Dreams, commonly known as DID. Alright, I hope you are happy with the end result when you watch the video through. Let me see, can I get his weapon in the background there? Sort of. You always shoulder weapon pointing downwards so shit doesn't get dropped down your barrel. So yeah, there we go. I hope you've enjoyed. Please hit subscribe or like, especially subscribe. Maybe leave a comment or two. You know, it can't hurt, can it? Can't hurt. and just say, oh, we like this new format or we don't. No one seems to comment. Facebook, they go bloody mad. Give them a YouTube video and they don't want to know. Huh. The youth of today, eh? The youth of today. Right. Bugger me slowly with a silent poke. Let's go up. I taught everyone this panning camera trick. Steven Spielberg, the lot. Right, so there you go. He's telling you in which direction to bugger off. Don't bugger off too far though, because more videos to come. But for now, the Don says, hit subscribe, hit like, leave a comment. And from me and Captain Millar, peace out.